Hey you, it's Jess here and welcome back to my channel. Today we have another plan with me for you, which is May 12th through the 18th. And I'm using this Dreamy Blossom kit from Scribble Prints Co with one of her pink foil bundles. I can't remember which one, I apologize, but it's a really pretty blue-based pink with kind of a burnished look. I don't know, it looks cool, but I wanted a pink that would go with this but not be too light but too dark, so it turned out perfect. But this was art that I did for spring this year, just sort of really feminine, almost fantasy, springy vibes with lots of flowers and fairy elements, although not very fairy. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. And I love the way the base came out. We got a lot of pinks and purples really flowing together, and it's really light and girly. It was really hard to pick the boxes. I had to get rid of a lot of boxes. I have then a couple of spreads in the future when I do gilded pages. I also had to get rid of a lot of boxes, and it was very sad. So I definitely need to get me some second lots of these kits eventually so I can use different combinations. But I'm happy with what I put down for this base. The book I was still reading this week was The Quantum Thief still. That took me a while. I think I actually finished it on Tuesday. Okay, so it didn't take me very long, but it felt much longer because it was a crazy book. I talked about it more in depth in the last plan with me. That was on Wednesday. I also had, so I just filmed 2 plan with me's. The first one, Heidi wouldn't stop scratching in a box right next to me. The second one, she started doing a little bit, but then she was in her litter box and then a dog was barking at the same time. Driving me nuts. Okay, I just finished those videos. Everyone's gone quiet, so let's hope this video is a bit less dramatic in filming, but we'll see how it goes. So I haven't filmed in ages, and all of a sudden everyone has to make noise and be grumpy. But I guess that's just animals for you, pets. I just I prefer the dogs not to bark, please. But anyway, and I'm keeping the back door open because I want a little bit of cool air coming in. Let me know how the weather's going where you live, at least in the northern hemisphere. I know a lot of people have had very high temperatures, and Finland's like the opposite. We just had cold. We're about to have a week-long lot of rain, and I'm wearing a jumper and blanket, and it's just very funny. I thought because we had a super mild winter, we'd have a super hot summer, but you know, we're just having mild of both, I guess. But let's finish off with the base because you've seen that a million times, and we will get into the day by day, which is that juicy stuff you want to see. And this is where everything kind of started going off the rails. I had videos go up this week, but yeah, so we'll get into it. I decided to put the dark pink in the middle because, I don't know, I felt like I wanted more purple in the spread. Just been feeling purple, so I have to make sure I get the right sticker in. So, as per usual, we have Coffee Monday. I have a ton of Coffee Monday scripts and a ton of coffee, coffee thingies, so why not? Coffee stickers, so I want to include those, even though I have coffee every morning. So you have Coffee Monday and this really cute clouds mug. She just always goes with these kind of spreads. And then I did have a plan with me go up. And then this stuff that happened, Luck got sick this day and then was sick all week. And then we'll see on Sunday, but I started feeling sick, and then the next week I was sick. So that was fun. It kind of like threw me off everything, kind of, you know, just the way it happens. But we'll put in, we got the plan with me, and then a Luck sick. Now a car is beeping their horn. Beep, beep. It was very funny though. Okay, so then I did do some filming, probably finished up that plan with me and did Wednesdays, but from the looks of it, I didn't get a Friday video done. That was kind of the end of it. So I did some filming, and then we got Nom, which is a Vietnamese restaurant, and we had pho because, well, a big spicy hot soup is perfect for when you're sick. So wanted to get a nice soup in for Luck, feeling sick. So we had film, And then we had far, and then we were, I was working on my Sims mods, as I was for ages around this time, and then I was reading The Quantum Thief. I read way more of it in the last 2 days, because just the way that it ends, I was just like really into it, really invested. Alright, then on Tuesday, I did some laundry. First thing, I also did some journaling. We'll put that here. And then I also ran down to the chemist for Locke because the throat was so sore. I ran down and got them some strepsils. Luckily the chemist is just below us, so super simple. Picked some of those up. These are like the medicated kind of strepsils, so a little bit better than usual. And then let's have a look. I was still watching some Abbott Elementary rewatching. We like caught up on the last season, and then we decided to rewatch, do a rewatch of that. And then I finished the book Quantum Thief this evening. I think I gave it 5 stars actually because yeah, I really enjoyed it overall, even though it's quite confusing. It's definitely sci-fi that you go into when you've been reading sci-fi and you just want to like, yeah, there's a lot of science in here, which is kind of nuts. I think the author is like, they have a science PhD or whatever, so a doctorate. So in like, probably in quantum physics, honestly. So it's a quantum thief because there's a lot of quantum physics happening, but it's still in an entertaining way. You kind of just got to go with the flow. If you don't understand, you just keep going. Like, it doesn't matter. It kind of comes out through the story, like what is happening. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. Yeah, and I was playing The Sims this night. So that was Tuesday. So on Wednesday, I had another plan with me go up. And that was possibly the last one. I can't remember. I haven't looked through the rest of the spreads yet because this is, I've just pulled stickers for this first 3 and then I'll continue on as I go. But we're on a roll here though with coming back. And then I did work. It says here I did film, so I filmed something, which would have come out possibly. I don't know. I don't hold back too many videos in the end unless I really am unhappy with them. Even with somewhere I'm worried about things I said and possibly getting downvoted. In the end, I'm just like, whatever. I'm gonna put it out. I'm gonna be myself. So yeah, play it with me, did work, and then did some filming. On what? I don't know. I guess we'll see in the future. I don't have the notes in front of me right now, so I can't check for you. I'm going to do a bunch of little things here. So, Wednesday, film, I did some laundry again. I do a couple of days of laundry. I do like all the bedding in one day, all the towels in another day. I do a dry load of like underpants, socks, tea towels, things like that. And then I also do a separate load for just clothes. Although I don't separate those out. We don't have enough white clothes, to be honest. Although the white t-shirts that we have, I really need to give them a good soak because they've gotten a bit grimy, even with being washed. So I do need a plan to do a nice soak of some white shirts, just to get them hopefully white again. The nature of the human body on white fabric. And on grey fabric too, that really annoys me. I don't know. I don't know what to do about grey shirts because, I don't know, you can't really bleach them, can you? But let me know if you have any tips for washing like grey t-shirts. They've just gone a bit dingy, you know, in the collar area, the armpits. Just life in general happens. But yeah, otherwise, that's kind of how I spread out my washing. But yeah, it works out. So, laundry, we watched some more Abbott Elementary. We got Noodle Story for dinner. And then I was watching Miss Lollipop Sims streams. I got really into her Sim stream. She has 2 challenges on, which is Joy of Life and Whimsy Stories, and both are really fun. So highly recommend those. if you're looking for Sims streams to watch. She has very realistic gameplay and a lot of drama, and she like really story tells when she plays. So it's less like The Sims, just like playing The Sims. It's more like enacting a TV show, if you will, with The Sims. Alright, and that is the first half of the week. We are going to put some of this pink deco foil in there. I think that will help balance out the foil a little bit with the deco bits, but I think it's looking really pretty. It's a super light set. It's probably the most light and pastel I've gone in terms of like this kind of layout, but I am loving the way it's coming out. I was really, really proud of this art, so it's so fun to finally be using it. So on Wednesday, I was watching Miss Lollipop Sims streams, just like on in the background of everything I was doing at the time. And then we're watching Abbott Elementary. And then again, I was working on my Sims mods, really going deep in there. It didn't help that she uses a lot of mods, so I was adding to those kind of mods. She's got all sorts, and she was also she has a few streams where she cleans out her mods folder, so you get to learn about a whole lot of new mods there. Yeah, so that's what I did here. You see, I didn't do a lot of work this week, but with Locke being sick, you know, I didn't want to work. I just, yeah, I don't know. Wasn't feeling working with Locke, just hanging about and being sick and sad, so no. Go look after our babies. Go look after our babies when they're ill. So, you know, we did while I was doing Sims mods, Locke actually played and finished 2 games on the PlayStation. We played Lost Records. I can't remember the full name of that game. Let me have a look for a second. Okay, it's called Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. You're gonna see it here. And if you like Life is Strange, you'll like Lost Records. It's actually I think it's the dev team that made the very first Life is Strange and the second one. They made Lost Records. So we played that, actually really enjoyed it. And then when we finished it, we played the new Life is Strange game, which was not made by that dev team. And as much as I love Max and Life is Strange and stuff, it just wasn't as good. I don't know, and it felt like it ended like really fast, like super quick. I think it was maybe, I don't know, it felt like it was only like 10 hours long. It wasn't very long. And I was a little bit disappointed, especially after playing Lost Records, which I think was, I don't know, I guess because that's the OG dev team, it just had more of those vibes. And I didn't hate the new dev team of the Life is Strange games, but yeah, I felt like the new Life is Strange was a little bit of a letdown, especially in comparison to Lost Records so quickly. So I highly recommend, if you like those kind of games, definitely check out Lost Records if you haven't. It's super fun. It's just about a bunch of teenage girls having a great summer. Well, great. You know, stuff happens. It's really good though. I enjoyed that more than the new Life is Strange, which is a bit sad. Because yeah, we did love Life is Strange. So and then we had hot dogs for dinner. And I was playing Infinity Nikki at the time. But yeah, sort of watching Luck play the game. So on Friday, I put some new nails on. I changed my nails a lot during those 3 weeks. I just wasn't happy with some of them. And I really shouldn't, because it's kind of a waste of money. But, you know, if they start pulling out your hair, then it just feels hard to keep them on. But I really do love having the hard gel nail stickers. It just feels nice on my nails. And most of the time I can avoid having it pick up my hair, but you know how it goes. So nails done. I played some Sims. I played some Dreamlight Valley. Is this the first time? I think this is when I started playing Dreamlight Valley again. No, I was playing before, obviously, when the Alice, I remember this Play With Me's now, when the Alice update came out. So I was still playing Dreamlight Valley. I was a bit more on and off. When there's no, like when I've finished a Star Path, I tend to take a break a bit and then catch up as things update at the moment. I'm feeling like that's how I want to play at the moment. You know, just to, just to balance it out. But we played some on Saturday. If you missed the live stream and you want to watch me play some Dreamlight Valley and just chill out with me in the background, that is there. It's in a playlist, but also if you go to my channel and then click the live tab, you will see the video there. I also have a stream playing The Sims. But I feel like actually streaming The Sims was way more stressful. I had no idea what was happening, even though I've played Sims forever, but it was very confusing while I was on stream. So I don't know how much more Sims I'm going to stream, but Dreamlight Valley was simple. So we'll definitely be playing more Dreamlight Valley, I think, on stream. If I continue streaming, I would like to. It's been fun. So Dreamlight Valley, we had pizza this night, and we had I think this is the first episode of Murderbot that came out on Apple TV. Highly recommend the Murderbot books as well by Martha Wells. They're novellas, so they're super quick to get through. So good. And the TV show, I am loving it. Every episode is super short though. They're like 22 minutes long, and I want more. I want more Murderbot, but it makes sense because they're novellas, so they were able to fit in the whole story, I'm loving the characters, loving Murderbot. Alexander Skarsgård is so good in it, as is everybody else. I think my favorite is Rathy. Rathy is like killing me, and he's also so hot. But anyway, enough of that. I highly recommend if you're looking for a chill sci-fi show on Apple TV, Murderbot. Definitely try it out and definitely read the books. Super fun. Murderbot is they're a security robot who protects their clients, but they have hacked its governor module that like controls it. So now all it wants to do is watch soap operas, their favorite one, Sanctuary Moon. And you get to actually see in the show parts of Sanctuary Moon, and it's so funny. It's really fun. So it has a lot to do with like anxiety and even sort of neurodivergence and sort of like, touching on a lot of those touchstones. Like if you just totally checked out in a horrible capitalist world, that's Murderbot, The capitalism really sucks in Murderbot, but we're not too in depth in that world. We're kind of with cool people who aren't really into that capitalist stuff, which, so we're with space hippies, are the humans in this story. And I love it so much, and I'm loving the show. So there's only one episode left, and I'm so sad. I don't want it to end, but I hope it gets renewed, because I've read 5 of the Murderbots now, and I love all of them. Love them all. Pretty much gave them all 5 stars, really. Okay, so Murderbot, and I did a little balloon, because that's all I had left over, really, in the icons for the pack, but for the bundle. But I also was like celebrating the first episode of Murderbot, and then I was watching Miss Lollipop Sims streams. All right then, we're going on to the weekend. We got Saturday, and I was again watching Miss Lollipop stream Sims. I got really into it. I was watching them 24/7, but that's because she like streams for like 3 hours at a time, and then and she was already up to like generation 3 of all of the characters, like of the challenges. So I had 2 full generations to watch. So I had a lot of Miss Lollipop Sims to watch. So if you're desperately in need for background stuff for The Sims, she's got a ton out there. So Miss Lollipop Sims, and then watching Abbott Elementary, and then I was playing The Sims. So let's put this in here. Miss Lollipop Sims. Rewatching Abbott Elementary, which I really do love. I'm kind of tired of documentary, mockumentary comedy. I know it has a lot of limitations, I feel like, but I do love Abbott. I think it's a really funny, great show. And I learn a lot from it, honestly. We definitely, Jacob is a bit us sometimes. We're definitely one of those, like, we're a Jacob type. Not so over the top, but definitely understand some of those. Your heart's in the right place. But I still always think about I love the part where Jacob is like, where were you on Jan 6? To that guy, because they want to know, like, what he's about. That made me laugh every time. That's always just funny to say. But anyway, so Saturday we made buffalo chicken dip because it's our life now. Look, we just we get so many vegetables in with our buffalo chicken dip. We did cut down the recipe. The recipe I had for the buffalo chicken dip, it had like 2 tubs of cream cheese, and now I use 1 tub. And we use well, in Finland it's called smetana. It's like a fuller fat sour cream. And then just like hot wing sauce. And then I put in some dill and onion and garlic powder, and then chicken and a mozzarella cheddar mix. And then we bake that, and that is the dip. And then we end up having all sorts of vegetables. We do some air fried zucchini. We do carrot, celery, capsicum or bell pepper, cucumber, cauliflower. We just put raw cauliflower in. It's really tasty. Sugar snap peas. Yeah, quite a lot. And then we get super full on vegetables. So tasty. So that's chicken dip. Then we're playing Life is Strange. Well, Log was playing Life is Strange. And then this night I started reading my new book, which took me a while to read. It's called Zero Limit. It's another sci-fi. And I couldn't say it was like the best sci-fi. A lot of it is a bit like, I don't know, cliche, a bit ham-fisted. There's definitely, it was written after, it was written in 2018, I think, and there's like a president in it who's like boorish and horrible. But in the end, he makes the right choice for humanity and resigns because he's become a better person. And I was like, Anyway, not to get more political in here, but overall, I did enjoy it, but it was a bit like, yeah. And the way it was written, like, it just undercut a lot of the emotional stuff. It was kind of weird. And I still enjoyed the overall story, but I definitely could see what to criticize about it. That was Zero Limit, but I can see what they're doing, but after the Quantum Thief, didn't quite live up. And also The Light Brigade, which was awesome as well. So the sci-fi I'd read in the last like half a month, it just didn't really hold up to those. But wow, I've been reading a lot of sci-fi lately. But I started off the year reading a ton of fantasy. So, my sci-fi has to catch up. And so, Sunday was the day that I started feeling sick. I wasn't quite the same way sick as Luck was, though. They had a really painful throat, and I didn't really have a painful throat. But yes, you'll see that the next week I am sick instead. But at least Luck was feeling better at this point, so both of us could look after each other either end. But yeah, starting to feel sick. And then I got Heidi woke us up at 5 a.m. this morning. So I was just up at 5 a.m., which is great. Watched Abbott Elementary and MLS streams. I realized I should have put this down here, but no matter, we'll just have 2 boxes at the bottom here instead. Well, Luck's dad, who is a doctor, his opinion is we probably just got a viral infection, a viral sinus infection, because, yeah, both of our sinuses were mushed up. Yeah, and I had a ton of ear pain, which is, like, I don't know, I never get really, like, ear pain is what panics me when I get sick, because if you don't know, I've mentioned it previously, but I had ear surgeries as a kid when I was 13 because I had like such crazy ear infections like my whole childhood that I needed a bone graft in both ears because like the pressure was like breaking a bone off. So every time I get ear pain, it's like normal. I've lived with it like until I was 13 and a bit after the surgeries. But it just like scares me because I'm like, what if it's happening? Just like tiny kernel in my little irrational brain. I think my ears are okay, but if this bone breaks off, you go permanently deaf. So that was important surgery. And I love hearing. I could live with being deaf, I guess, but I do love music a lot. So that was a whole thing when I was young. It was like it took so long till I was 13 because every doctor was like, oh, you know, it's nothing. And then finally a doctor was like, you know what, maybe you should see a specialist. Such is the way of medicine sometimes. You know, it happens, but anywho, so yeah, I had a lot of ear pressure and ear pain during the sickness, which really like shut me out of it. So that's why I like sort of fell off of everything after this because yeah, I wasn't feeling happy. But I need to put at the bottom here, Locke was playing Life is Strange while I was playing The Sims. Alrighty then. We just watched Ace Ventura. Call it the second Ace Ventura film where he goes to Africa. He goes to Namibia. And I can't stop saying alrighty now then in my head. But dang you, Ace Ventura. I was going to say Austin Powers because, well, actually, you'll see later we've been watching Austin Powers as well. I don't know, just going back to our old comedies, just, you know, some, you know, feeling the nostalgia. So this is the finished week's spread. It's so light, but I do love the pops of this blue-based pink. So I'm going to add some more to it just in the deco bits because I feel like they do actually pop on these colors. And you know, we got a ton here from the bundle. We love how the spread came out, even though Locke was sick all this week. And I was just, you know, we were both just kind of gaming the whole time, but that's all right. You know what? It's a little bit of a holiday, a health-induced holiday, which is not really a holiday, is it? Because, yeah, being sick is annoying and stressful, but nonetheless, at least the spread turned out super pretty. Love how they came out. Probably one of my lightest colorful spreads to date. I do like it. Even though I don't think it was even like, it was still very dark at this point. We only really started getting like a lot of sunshine in June, and then even now it's been not a lot. We're having a very mild summer here. But I hope you enjoyed these plan with me's this week. I got one more, so I'll put it up here. And let me know that you've enjoyed the plan with me's this week. If you enjoyed the spreads, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Yeah, I'm so happy. I've got this week's videos done for you, and I'm ready to get into the next week's. We should have another 3 plan with me's next week, so definitely stick around, subscribe for that if you want. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend or week or day whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye.